Good evening. And I never thought I'd say this, but welcome back. It's been a very, very long time overdue for this, and even I didn't think it was going to happen. Well, let's just say my sources found some new information that I felt should be brought to light. And so, Something is wrong. Something is dreadfully wrong. What's going... Oh no. No, this can't be. No. Oh god, no, please, help! Oh no! The universe ended. And it was totally not because I pressed the end universe button. No, I had nothing to do with this. Oh. Oh well, I guess there's no video. The Ghost Engines of Sodor 3 is still not happening. Oh well. Hiya, I'm Alex. Otherwise T and H, Harry, it doesn't really matter. I go by a lot of names these days. But the thing is, I may have lied to everyone.
Gracious goodness me.
There is no Ghost Engines of Sodor 3. I am true to my word in the sense I'm not making it. I have no ideas for it, asterisks, and I don't really have any plans though. But don't think you're getting nothing. No. I'm not evil like that. I'm not just gonna end the video randomly and not give you anything. That would just be cruel. And not very nice. So instead, I'm going to be telling you all the history of the Ghost Engines of Sodor's production, general overview on what I think of them now, and maybe some fun little things along the way. Call this a retrospective, because that's what's in the title. And if you are disappointed this is not the video you were hoping for, well, one, I did warn you all subtly in advance, cue the montage. And two, you are still getting some stories this Halloween. They'll just be shorter, wait, what? Slightly less interesting. That couldn't be, surely. Maybe a little less spooky, I don't know. Oh really? I doubt there'll be anything groundbreaking, but that's just me. But regardless, let's begin before the beginning. So wait, but beginning before we start. Oh god damn it, I hate words. Different. Starting off with the lore. Originally Ghost Engines of Sodor wasn't going to be filmed in trains at all. It was originally going to be a TV series styled edit video similar to the episode recreations done by different people over the internet. I do still have some footage from the tests that I did. I did a test of the Halloween engine and that will be showing up on the screen now. But this was very quickly dropped as I was thin with time and it would just have been way too cumbersome and not really have looked good, as my editing skills at that point weren't necessarily the best. And also the eye animation wasn't smooth, but that didn't get solved until this year. But while conceptualizing ideas, I did some drawings! Ooh, interesting. So let's go through them quickly. There's not really much to each, but there is a lot of paper. I had to get through school somehow. So the first up, we have a drawing of the Halloween engine. I believe this is the earliest drawing, but it slightly contradicts the model, because as you can see, it's a 280, and as we'll get to, the original, well, the TV series model, in quotation marks, is a 210, because it reuses Murdoch's chassis, so not quite sure. Well, I knew why I drew it like this, is because I preferred it as a 280, because I thought a 210 was dumb for, like, the kind of engine I was envisioning it as, if it was, like, a practically built design, but, like, I always thought a 210 was kind of dumb, so I just imagined it as either a 482 or a 282. And it seems like well, it ended up being neither in the final cut, it was a 280. Yeah. I think the only things to note about this one is that I think I would have made it like a TV series style P1, potentially. But I'm not quite sure. Yeah, not really much to that one. Up next we have a drawing of Percy's Ghost Engine, or the Ghost Engine from Ghost Train. This one is interesting because it has some of the design variations that more closely resemble, I believe, what the first piece of concept art was. Sidetracking a little, I believe the first piece of concept art I ever did for the Ghost Engines of Sodor was some sprites. Well, just some edited ones, and I made them. Well, you can see the design variations, but I always envisioned Percy's Ghost Engine having, like, freewheels and, like, the small design variations. And as we can see, that's reflected on this image. And also the number 311, I believe, is meant to be a reference to the back when, like, Percy repaints for the junior range they did. At the very least, the livery was inspired by that model. Yeah. It was more like just Percy, but not Percy. That's basically what I was trying to go for. This engine. This next drawing is of Edward's Ghost Engine, which has some more notes. I'll transcript them in the image, but originally I did envision him having one of the old tenders from Tender Engines, but you put one of those behind an 812 in the game and it... no, it doesn't work. But yeah, there's not really too much to say on this front specifically, but that would have been the final drawing if I hadn't found more. So here we have, well, just some drawings, but the one we're interested in is the one in the bottom right. I drew many design variations of the Halloween engine over the last 4 years, and there were small minor changes in each. Even with the newest model, which you will see in this video, it's different from, like, the Trackmaster, but... Timothy, what are you doing here? Get out! Yeah, but as I was saying, the newest model is different from the Trackmaster model, for instance. And even then, as we get out the other piece of drawings, I did a lot of sketching during, like, class, because what do you expect from an introverted Thomas fan, alright? But as we can see, it wasn't just exclusively the I just kind of drew anything and everything. And another drawing I did sees him as a 280. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, actually. I've lost the plot. There are other things in this sketchbook that would probably be, like, cool to revive, but... As I say, there's not really much to these, so let's get on to the meat and bones and meaty potatoes of this. These pieces of paper with words on them. So some of these are like old scripts, like for instance, this one is. It reveals the original title of the Ghost Engine Sodor was The Ghost Stories. God, it would not have taken off if that was the title. It just has some small notes like the plot, explaining the Ghost Engines of Sodor, the characters, repaint Don Douglas, modifying Gordon to fit on Murdoch's chassis, yada yada yada. But there are also these, which I'm not sure if... I believe they would have come after the Ghost Engines of Sodor's production. Either that or before. I can't quite remember the timeline of events. Because, as far as I'm aware, according to the footage, most of it was shot in September, early September, and it just kind of got edited and filmed as and when I could, because there were multiple Halloween specials planned for that year. Because I believe Ghost Engine Sodor was originally going to be part of Teenagers' Summer Stories. I believe so, at least. It would have been in the same universe, seemingly. But that feels weird to me now, because I've used it in like the new canon so much. Well, thought about it. But we have these, which are seemingly notes about like the engines, like, and when they died. So this one is for Percy's Ghost Engine. I won't read these off. I'll probably just put these in like the description for you to all read in your own time. But it's confusing, I'd say, because why would they do this? At this point, I very much just saw like the trains having faces just like as a thing, because nowadays I'm hip and cool and believe in the metaphor theory. So I just thought the trains always had faces. So like, I just wrote these. I'm not quite sure what their purpose would have been. I believe it would have tied into the old idea of them, I believe it would have tied into an old idea where the Ghost Engine Sodor was an ARG. That was also a possibility. I have wanted to make an ARG for ages, though. You have seen a previous attempt. Oh, sorry, I was elsewhere. But yeah, there's not really much to go off with these. Ooh, there's a bit of a drawing. Ooh, how interesting. But yeah, another thing that I did was like loan documents in a pencil, and not formatted at all. I made one and a half, kind of. I made one for Edward's Ghost Engine, which says, number is 811, wowie zowie, he is a prototype. Well, he was in the old canon. He was on loan for 5 years. Price, there's just a line there. Modifications, Fowler tender, and new funnel. Yeah, I believe this was written after Ghost Engines of Sodor. Because, well, maybe I changed the idea actually. Who knows? I can't remember. Reason for loaning. Need of locomotives. Review of loco. Good engine. Reliable. Strong, reliable, and tough as nails, kid. And now for the other one. Loco. LNR goods loco. Number 940. Reason for loco. Blank. I never finished that one, but there is one final interesting piece of paper here, which ties into a dropped story idea, seemingly. This piece of paper is the only time I ever considered... Where is he? No, that's his twin. Robert, what about this? 5 of them. Doesn't matter. Godred! Yes, Godred! He was a possibility, seemingly. No, this is funnier. No, actually, no. So this one, it was definitely inspired by the character gallery, which was just... If you haven't listened to character gallery, please do. It's an excellent podcast character discussion is just a good thing to listen to. But the episode of Godred they did was like, it was very much big inspirations to me, so I wrote this about it seemingly. I don't think it would have gone anywhere beyond this. I didn't really have any interest in adding Godred to the Ghost Engines of Sodor kind of story. There isn't much to tell with his story because it's easy to just interpret the series of events that led up to it. And, well, I feel like the Cully fell with, like, they wouldn't really, like, Godred wouldn't really bother them. I feel like at that point you just want to move on after being just sat at the back of the shed for God knows how long in a conscious state. So yeah, you've heard me yap for a very long time now, and I assume you're bored. Maybe you aren't, I don't know, but if you are, I think you deserve a little intermission break. Cue the montage. Cue the montage.
Ah, good evening, presenter. Deciding to arrive on short notice as usual. Ah, yes, Edward, yes I am. Now, before I conduct my business here, I must ask, is anyone else here? Well, not that I'm aware of. Though it's just as likely there's someone out there watching. You're aware of them too? Aware of who? I was merely referring to the possibility of a passenger passing by, or a workman that's out of my vision, or maybe even some of the trucks listening in. Surely you were of the same mind. Yes. Yes, you could say that. Ah, that's good then. Speaking of, what do you need to say to me? Well, it concerns an artifact I've found on my travels that I don't feel rightfully belongs to me.
Well, hey now, none of it's technically yours, is it? You just steal everything.
Junior, I told you to wait and not say anything. That was your one job. I'm the one meant to be doing all the talking here. I know more about this than you do.
Funny thing for a train to be doing that. Wait, hello there, Edward. Have things been well?
Oh, yes, Junior, hello. It's good to see you again after, goodness, 30 years?
Aye, just about 30 years.
Hold on! You two know each other?
Oh yes, we go back several years. And it's all because of his relation to a certain Mr. Conductor. Aye, clever you are. You should take a page out of his book, Presenti. Edward can actually have a laugh.
Fine. Whatever. I'll consider it. Just give Edward what we found. It'll actually mean something to him.
Oh, yeah. I'll give it to him.
This item, it belonged to an engine who used to work on this island. And, according to what we know, has unfinished business here. Oh, goodness. Is this his whistle? I've thoroughly checked with all my sources, and yes, This whistle is the one that belonged to him when he was alive. It was a rather interesting experience finding it, but what matters now is you need to return it to its rightful engine. Ah, in that case, I'll see to it that it gets to him within the coming days. I think the 31st would be a good date for me to go up there. Ah, excellent. Thank you, Edward. You've been a great help. Aye, indeed. Are you sure the 31st is the best date? Well, as I understand it, that's the day when the line between the living and the dead is the most blurred. Aye, you know, Edward, you are really clever for an engine. Props to you. Ah, thank you. Whenever I mention all of this to Thomas, he does find it rather strange. What? You told someone? Only Thomas, calm your cylinders. He's a good friend of mine. You remember him well, don't you, Junior? Oh, aye, I remember him well. I still smile when I played that joke on him. Oh, his face, it was priceless. Oh yes, he certainly wasn't best pleased. You just told someone, just some random engine, about what our group does and what we've gotten up to? Do you have any idea what that could cause? Well, Presenti, you are aware of who Thomas is, right? We have talked about him before. Oh, please, Junior. For once in your life, take me seriously. I doubt he has done nothing that important. Oh, really? Well, he was the one who brought her back to us a few decades ago. What? I think it's time you two go. I'd say so, Edward. Don't you think so, Presenti? Yes, duty calls, as they say. I don't think I'll ever understand what exactly your duty is, but I shan't keep you any longer. Safe travels, Presenter. Junior, give Mr. C and Mr. Stone my regards. Will do, Edward. I'll see you around. Yes, goodbye, Edward. Goodbye. Dry rails and good running to you both. But now for my thoughts on Ghost in Sodor 1. Oh, God almighty, how is this popular? Looking back on this 4 years later, I'm not necessarily proud of Ghost in Sodor 1 quality-wise. It's lacking in it, I'd say. I don't deny I did something right, but compared to what I can do now, I'm not happy with it. I think the only thing it has over Ghost in Sodor 2 is better audio, but that's about it. I think going in order, the first story about the Ghost engine from Ghost Train is the best one. It's simple, gets the point across, nothing is ambiguous about it besides the engine's names, which applies for all of them besides Albert's. But I'll get to the whole name thing somewhere else, you'll find out. And then we get to Albert, which, oh my god. I know it's wrong, technically. There's actually a bit more story behind Albert being Rusty's ghost engine than you might think. Originally, in Teenager's Thomas stories, Albert was Rusty's ghost engine and was a Fletcher Jennings C, a Tally Flynn Scholarly type engine. This was actually seen in one of these shorts, I believe it was The Old Iron Bridge. And actually there's a small paradox due to this because, well, not intentional of mine, but in the first shot, the red engine that passes by Smudger is actually the old Albert model. I'd filmed some footage of him going up the line for some reason, and that snuck its way into Ghost Engines of Sodor. That's not really meaningful or anything, I just thought it was funny. But I definitely think this one dropped for me the quickest. So quick I remastered it, but we'll get to that.
Moving on to the Halloween engine, he actually has a fair few fun production packs. Originally I was going to use a different model, as shown on screen now. It was going to be a 210.0, but I didn't like it, because as established before, I thought the Halloween engine being a 210.0 was kind of dumb. So I changed it to a 280, which someone did correctly point out, I did originally... I guess this is Dudley, I guess. It was meant to be the same basis of train, inadvertently. But yeah. And as for his story, it's fine. It's nothing really to write home about. Though making him just a generic kind of bad engine is a little dull. Like, we don't really see any of that. He's just kinda, like, he's implied to be a bit of a meanie, but we don't really see him doing that. He just looks at Stuart with, like, a weird face and then leaves the building. And then dies. So yeah, that was the Halloween engine. God knows how we got into the scrapyard. And then we get to Edward's Ghost engine, which I don't like. No, it
ain't good, bro. It ain't good.
The reason is the story doesn't make sense given what we know about Edward's Ghost engine. To quote,
They say that on Halloween the ghost engine returns to the smelters looking for his lost woo-woo whistle. Ooh.
So basically, I ignored that completely. I instead just made him like a disgruntled, cynical old engine who hears about him getting scrapped and he's like, nah bro, this ain't happening. And so he's like, I'm gonna prove myself. Oh, I broke my kneecaps! And then just gets scrapped anyway. I think him just being the cause of his own demise is fitting, but I really don't like how he didn't even mention his whistle once until the end. Yeah. His whistle's the kind of whole reason why he's sticking around. At the very least, a throwaway line saying, like, the only thing the engine smiled at was his whistle. Just something like that. Anything would have been cool. But no, I'm just like... And then he returns to the smelters looking for his lost whistle. Why? It was meant to be more subtle, apparently, but, like... Originally in my head, the thought process was, oh, I'm keeping it ambiguous, but, like... No. No, you're just not telling a good story in this regard. This was done far better in Ghost in Sodor 2, I'd say. Or maybe it was dropped, I don't know. Or maybe no one noticed, I don't know, drop a comment down below. But I think that's just the general history of Ghost in Sodor 2 and my thoughts on it. So... I think it's time for another little intermission. And I think you'll all be rather interested in this one's story. It contains some rather revealing knowledge about one of the characters from Ghost in Sodor 1. One particular Iron Giant. He's behind me, isn't he? Help.
You're pathetic.
I believe you're mistaking me for someone else, Goliath.
No, Gordon, I am talking to you.
Is that so, then? I thought you were referring to Henry.
Oh, please. I can tell the difference between the waste space and my lesser.
And what's that supposed to mean? I'm sure you're aware that I'm the fastest engine here, the best performing, and the one that pulls the express.
That's nothing compared to me. I'm the most powerful engine in the world. A meaningless fast passenger train is nothing compared to the goods I'm hauling. You just practically laze about while I pull proper trains.
How dare you! The Express only runs to time with the top link
The
service.
Express is nothing. You may boast about being the pinnacle of express engines, Gordon, but I'm the pinnacle of all engines. Passengers or goods, it does not matter to me. I am flawless and could haul your express like I could any regular goods train. I can do any and all work, and I do it perfectly. You're just in my shadow, unable to match my pure and brutal strength. And you never will, as no mechanical improvements could ever come close to matching my performance. Stay on your side of the line, Gordon. You've got nothing to prove. And you can't, even if you tried.
With Ghost Engines Sodor 2, there's definitely a lot more to talk about. Firstly, I think pre-production wise, there were a few dropped ideas. For instance, the fourth story. There was originally going to be a fourth story, but I ran out of time, and only 3 got written. The original ideas for that story consisted of something to do with Morgan's mine. What that would have been, I'm not sure, I didn't get far into the thinking process. And the scrapped city class. A reskin of that was actually made, but it never got used. Though, the idea of the city class isn't exactly dead. Alright, you can laugh now. As seen in the Ghost Engines Sodor 3 trailer, there was a city class in that, which was the Sodor Mainland Railway's 4th engine. At the current time of me recording, I have not thought up his story, so I just stole from the Trains music video Dead Man's Party, which is actually really good. If you haven't watched this, go watch it now. This is your homework. You must watch that. It is a big inspiration and it's a bloody good video. Another thing that didn't make it to the final cut was there was an alternate idea for the story with Rusty's Ghost Engine. Originally, he was going to be the number 3 of the Skarloey Railway, rather than being on the Mid-Sodor as an engine on loan. This would have explained why the old iron bridge is there, instead of it just being connected up to the Skarloey later on. And I believe the original story for that would have been he would have just been the new thing and then just faded away over time, and then he just fell off the old iron bridge and nobody cared. But this ended up being dropped as I didn't think it was really interesting. But the story of Rusty's Ghost Engine isn't original, it's an adaptation, and this is where we get our first name drop. Now my story for Rusty's Ghost Engine is an adaptation of a magazine story called The Magic Spell. In this story, Boko tells Skarloey about a rude engine called Silver. But then a wizard comes along and turns him into a rusty engine called Tramp. And this is where my adaptation comes in. Rusty's Ghost Engine's name in the Ghost Engines of Sodor universe is Silver. He was on loan to the Mid-Sodor Railway for a period of time, hence why he has buffers, but after getting into an accident due to his boastfulness, he was repainted and his name was taken away, hence he just became nameless. Now worded like that sounds like a good adaptation, but in execution, we'll get to that. The final behind the scenes facts I think I have to share is Victor and Tavish. The reason why Tavish and Victor's roles are basically switched is because I just preferred Tavish's design. That's it, there's no other reason, I just preferred his design and wanted him to live into present day, so I was like, well how the hell can I work this story into the canon? I know I'll just swap him for this random magazine character and just give him the completely wrong personality. In light of my recent thinking, the new canon is that the monster of the shared engine is actually Tavish. But his name isn't Tavish, there's something I'll explain another time. And I do mean another time. That is the most you'll hear about that part of the future canon in this video. I didn't get far into it. Anyway, how do I think Ghost Engine Sodor 2 has aged? Better than Ghost Engine Sodor 1, I think. It's definitely a better quality production, except for the audio. And this is where we get the answer nobody had been waiting for. People have asked, but the answer to why the audio on Ghost Engine Sodor 2 sounds like this.
So the manager had one loan for another railway. The engine was painted bright silver with the yellow line.
Is because I was crunched for time. I'd recorded the audio, and then I had to go on holiday to Scotland. I didn't have to, it was about family, but that's neither here or there. So, while I was on holiday, I brought along an old computer, flash drive, and my headphones. But they didn't work when I tested them on the boat. So instead, I had to use the headphones I used to listen to music on my MP3 player. Which was a recipe for disaster, I'd say. I think I'm making it sound a lot worse than it is, but I definitely think the audio is my greatest folly in all my videos. Besides that, I think generally it's a lot better for a video. It's a high quality production in the sense that everyone is actually consistent now. The characters actually speak, which was just a necessity to tell the stories. And Bertram's included, so it's automatically the best one. We'll get to him. Don't worry, we'll get to Bertram. The second story is fine too. I got to voice Jennings, which was automatically fun. But I'm not too happy with how I wrote Smudger. He's not exactly accurate to how he's in the show, and while I do see people wanting him to be a good engine, he wasn't. But to further reveal the story, Smudger, as implied in the ending, is meant to be the other ghost engine on the Old Iron Bridge. Specifically the one made of fireflies. This was yet another idea pulled from Teenage Thomas stories, specifically with the short ... catchy title. It was actually recreated more or less shot for shot in Ghost Engine Sodor 2, which I thought was pretty cool. The final story with Victor and Tavish I think is okay. No, I don't. I don't like this story anymore. This is getting into a little touchy territory, and I apologise in advance, but basically, my thought process for that was more just my anxieties at the time about like the wrong preconceived notion of, oh, I'm going insane. And I'm like, looking back on it now, I'm like, what was I thinking? I mean, I was in high school and I had ungodly amounts of stress. Oh wait, no, that's for the 10-year anniversary, never mind. But I think now I'd want to rework the story a lot. Or just write a new one entirely. Though in terms of visuals, it is something else as well, because like, originally the footage for that was a lot more different. Screenshots will be going up. But it was changed in the end because it caused me to get motion sick a little, so yeah, good call on my part. It's also why in the beginning there's a warning. But according to everyone in the comments, nobody actually got motion sick from it, so I think we're all good. And I believe the final little tidbit was that there was originally a different ending. There was originally 2 different endings. I'll play both of them here and I'll explain why both never made it into the final cut.
Well, those were some tales, weren't they? I must admit even I'm a bit shaken. But alas, this is where we part ways. Oh, but don't fret. I'll always come back, in some shape or form. You'll see me again eventually. But, until then... good night.
So yeah, I think that's everything I need to talk about with Ghost in Sodor 2. So... I think it's time for another little intermission. So let's catch up on our friend Edward and see how he's doing. He's gonna talk to his bestie for a bit. Right? Cool. Alright, see you in 5 minutes. Hello, Thomas. My, you do look startled.
Startled? Me? No. I'd never be like that, Edward.
Nothing with you gets past me, Thomas. You should know that by now.
Yeah, you're right. I'm pretty sure you'd be the only one who'd understand anyway.
What do you mean by that?
Well, last night Toby came back to the shed in a panic, telling me Percy had had an accident. I didn't think much of it until...
Let me in! Let me in! No! Not by the smoke of my chimney chim!
Oh, chuff! And I'll puff! And I'll break your door in! No! Oh dear, it must be off. Oh dear, I've got a secret about the train! I'm running away!
Oh, Percy, that's good!
After that, I was going to take Annie and Clarabelle back up the line after we delivered our last train, but we got stopped by a fallen tree. So we stayed the night here at the junction. It wasn't the most pleasant sleep I've had, I must admit.
Shush, Annie, I was listening to Thomas's story.
At least you two got some sleep. I got an unexpected visitor, to say the least. Ugh, who could that be? Wait, no. That couldn't be, surely.
Hello, Thomas. You seem a little scared.
Casper! Why are you wrong-roading?
And that's the first thing you decide to question. Goodness, Thomas, you really have matured.
Yes, I suppose I have. But why are you here? I thought you would have moved on by now. You don't seem like you'd be bitter or misguided about going before your time.
Well, I didn't want to move on, because I still wanted to be useful. Fortunately, ghosts can still have work.
Really? What work could ghosts possibly do?
Keeping you in check for one thing. I couldn't just leave you to run a whole branch line unsupervised.
Wait, so you really just became my, bust my buffers. What did driver call it? Oh, you mentioned it before at some point. What was it? It was like...
Guardian Angel?
Yes, that was it. Guardian Angel. That was it. Oh, What is an angel, actually? I get the Guardian part, but I don't know what an angel is.
I don't think it's something that should concern you, Thomas. But I believe they're ghosts like me. They look over the world.
Oh, goodness. They must have a lot of power.
Oh yes, they do. We even have our own engine angel, but she likes to be kept secret. So don't tell anyone you heard that from me.
Oh, don't worry. I won't tell anyone anything. It's... Actually... If you're my guardian, then...
Why do I let you all get into accidents?
Yeah, that seems a little odd when your whole job is to protect my branch line.
Well, sometimes you all need to be taught a lesson or two. I'm sure if I'd let you go as you pleased, you'd have tried to get rid of Toby.
Huh. I suppose you're right. Well, if you ever want to talk again, I'd be happy to have another conversation. I never thought I'd say this, but you're the friendliest ghost I've ever met.
This implies you've met other ghosts?
Not me specifically, but you know what Edward talks about sometimes. You know, actually, he once mentioned he gets visited by someone called the Presenter? Is that an actual engine, or is Edward pulling my wheels? It wouldn't be the first time.
Oh my. Well, since you're keeping your mouth shut on this one...
Oh, well now, Annie and Crabber will have to be told. They'll want to know how I slept, and maybe I'll tell Edward, maybe. But nobody else will know. You have my word on that. That's a Thomas promise.
Aha, I knew there'd be a catch. In that case, yes, the Presenter is a real engine. I've met them before. But that's all I'll say about them.
I mean, did you really expect me not to tell anyone at all? After all, I'm a little engine with a long tongue. I couldn't keep a secret if I tried. It's been really nice to see you again, Casper. I never got to, well, say goodbye. It wasn't actually until I got my branch line that I learned what happened to you. Though it did suddenly make a lot of sense why Edward was teaching me how to shunt after a certain point. But between you and me, he wasn't that good at it. I don't blame him at all, honestly. It's just, well, shunting isn't his element.
You two really are the best of friends, and I'm glad we talked. But it's time for me to go, unfortunately. Not permanently, just getting back to my work. You understand, of course.
Oh, yes, I won't keep you waiting. Goodbye, Casper. Dry rails and good running to you.
Likewise, Thomas. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Visit again soon. Goodbye. After that, well, I just watched the sky for a while.
You honestly told them I wasn't a good teacher?
At shunting, Edward! Only at shunting! Only shunting. You can probably agree, though, it wasn't your strongest skill back then.
Alright, you've made your point. Casper was better than me at shunting by a long stretch. It's funny you mentioned the Presenter, actually. Why? Did he visit you again? Yes, actually. Last night. He told me about... I must be going now. I'll tell you another time, Thomas.
Alright then. Safe travels, Edward. Edward certainly is a strange engine sometimes, isn't he?
Oh yes, definitely. I would have to agree.
Alright, now for the part you've all been waiting for. Ghost in the Sodor 3, baby, let's go!
So I think to answer why this isn't Ghost Ninja Sodor 3, I don't want to make it. That's the long and short of it. I don't feel motivated at all to make it. I have ideas, but I don't want to make it. And we'll get into this further, but it's mainly because my whole channel isn't Ghost Ninjas of Sodor, isn't. But that doesn't mean I don't have ideas. And this is why this section exists. It's actually because of the faux trailer I made, which I think is a good starting point. So to explain all of the things in there, in order, roughly, the shots with the narrow gauge engines are specifically focusing on not Duncan, the not Skarloey, and the not Rheneas. The idea behind this is going to be a little hard to explain, but basically, it's pulled from how Duncan and Skarloey and possibly Rheneas were used in Season 4's first 4 episodes as background mid-Sodor engines. But how they exist is, well, they are not a part of the universe. The best way I can describe it is they exist for that one shot and then cease to exist afterwards. It's very hard to explain, but the reason why this isn't going to become a story is because I don't know how to tell one with it. It would have to have the engines interact with them somehow, but as I've stated, it wouldn't work because they only exist for like 5 seconds, and that would make the characters aware they are being filmed, and the fourth wall would shatter, and yada yada yada. It would probably just end the universe. So I don't think that's a story worth telling. Next shot with just Bertram, that's just general filler kind of thing. There's not really too much story behind that. It's just Bertram. The shot with the Great Western 101, that has no story behind it. That is completely storyless. It's only in there because I thought it would be a cool shot to have, and it was. And the model is actually one of my other OCs, Lydia. Based on one of my model trains I have, I made a model of her and was like, well, I could just use this as a generic engine, couldn't I? Yeah, go on. So I made a quick reskin, and there we are. The shot of Silver and Edward's ghost engine is just also filler. It has no bearing on it, and I can't think of a feasible way those two would actually interact. The shot of the presenter was meant to be foreshadowing for his demise at the start of this video. If anyone hasn't clicked onto that, he died. When I said the universe ended, I meant it. That version of the presenter is canonically dead, along with the whole of that universe. Sorry, not sorry. The worlds within Sodor E2s were actually an old idea I pulled out of the bin of old ideas. I made reskins of all 4 engines, but I never got around to using them because I realised they were a dumb idea. The idea itself is actually pulled from the scrap engine seen in Toby Discovery, and it was actually a tweet that prompted me to make them the worlds within Sodor engines. It was actually someone else's idea. That's actually the same vein of how my idea for Smudger isn't actually mine. I believe I pulled it from an old tweet, but I can't exactly remember who made it. If that was you, comment below, and I'm sorry for nicking your idea. The coffee pot scene is actually meant to be the number 4 of the TK&E. I don't want to go into this one's story as it does have its own plan, so I think that's the most I'll say about it. 5 Nights at Farquhar will happen one day. I'm going to drop that title and then not elaborate. The shots of whatever this place is actually pulled from an old ARG I was planning. I won't go into too much details, I think it warrants its own video, but basically it would have been a version of my, I guess, main OC, Alex the Train trademark, back then Harry the Train cringe. Just him kind of going into alternate universes, liminal spaces, and ARGs. Because I liked ARGs, and still do. Because I have an interest in ARGs and lost media and just that kind of general corner of the internet. It's fun and interesting. And the route they're on is actually made by me, and was intentionally designed to be somewhat liminal in design, I suppose. I'm not sure how well I succeeded, but it's definitely a cool visual. And also Victor just being there was 1, to show off the updated model that will never be used, and 2, I just thought it'd be funny. It was actually meant to appear in that ARG as just an explanation for what happened to him. he kind of no-clipped into the back rooms, for lack of a better term, but it never got off the ground. As it did a lot of my old ideas. The shot with Bertram and Proteus, that is also just filler. It is actually slightly pulled from an old idea, where Proteus would have been in Ghost Engine Sodor 2, and just his general story explained, but I thought it wouldn't really make sense. Either that, or it would have been a part of the original Ghost Engine Sodor 3 set of ideas, but I can't really remember many of them, so I'm not sure. I have a feeling it will have drawn many people's eyes, but the Grey 2 was purely there to get people excited. It was more meant to be Zero than it was Timothy. Those out of the loop, go to Narrow Gauge and watch the audio story Zero. It's a very, very good version of Timothy's story. A lot better too. I think Timothy's kind of trash. But that's about it. He was only in there just to get people excited. I did say Timothy wasn't going to be in the Ghost in the Sodor universe. I did say that. And I'm true to my word. I did have ideas for Timothy as showing up on here, but read them up in your own time. And I believe the final thing being one I've already mentioned, and that is the city class. And the ending shot is actually pulled from the intro of this video. Again, there's more foreshadowing. It's also why the intro said false advertising. I was giving you guys the nuggets. This was intentionally meant to draw people in and get them excited.
This is just a very quick intermission. Apologise for the audio quality difference, but I've realised I was originally going to do an idea with Penny, the ghost engine, for those in the know. It's basically the Rosie analogous to Timothy. I read her story, and I realised it frickin' sucked, just like Timothy's. But originally, I had an idea for her, which didn't fit within the Ghost Engine Sodor formula. It would have been it would have been in a similar vein to most ghost stories. She would have just been like a cocky, rude engine, way over her head, and then she died in a frickin' explosion. Dockfire kind of stuff. But yeah, it just kind of felt like it followed a similar formula to a lot of other TTE fan stories about ghost engines. So yeah. Alright, that's it, I'm sorry.
And this leads me onto the final little segment. But before that, I'm going to leave you all with a intermission. I don't think this one will be particularly exciting or interesting. I doubt it will have anything interesting about it. Enjoy! Good morning, everyone. Morning. Oh yeah, nice. Oh, hello, Duck. Thank you for arranging my train. Oh, it was no trouble, Henry. Especially because your vans, I have to say, are the most well-behaved I've seen. How do you do it? Well, it's nothing really. We just get on fine. And they make for good company on the long trip to the mainland. Oh, really? Alright then. I've never heard of engines talking to trucks like that, but... Oh, that's my cue to leave then. I'll see you around, Duck. Safe travels, Henry. Oh, and happy Halloween. oh yes, happy Halloween, Duck. Yes.
some buffers! Whoa, Blake, is everything okay?
No, it ain't, Vivian. I'll spread the word. There's a giant engine coming towards us. Henry must know. Spread the word down the train. Go on.
Well done, Vivian.
Tell everybody.
Vivian, there's a big engine. What's going on back there?
Alert for Bailey. There's a giant engine coming up behind us. Wait, what? More news, Henry. It seemingly has no vision or a mouth. And wait. That's a splintering ghost on our tail.
Oh my god. Wait,
Oh my goodness! That's it! I am not losing my fish to a wretched ghost train! Henry, what are you?
oh my god.
Oh my god, Ted, what is happening? I don't know what's going on.
Sayaka, we're outrunning a ghost tonight.
What the fuck? Why is he making those noises? No, he's not doing this. Hey, off, go, strangle, cast, go. Off my engine, Oh no, I'm not dealing with this right now. No, this is too much. Why is that? It's so quiet. Honestly, I never get a moment of peace around here. It's always just... Oh. Who'd be a runaway at this hour? It's 5 in the morning. Alert! Henry is being chased by a giant unknown engine. Unknown... Huh? Fast! Stop the engine! Stop, Henry! Just stop the runaway! No. Oh, no, he isn't! Henry, go faster! Just overtake him! Quick! Yes! goodness, thank you! No problem, Henry! Alright, now what to... What? How did he... Oh, okay. Well, at least Henry's safe now. That's all that matters. Better go and find the crane, wherever that is in this yard. Is everyone okay back there?
Everyone is
Yes.
okay. I'm okay. Wow. My wheel feels like they're on fire. Sick. But I'm okay. I'll live.
Well done, Henry. That has got to be the fastest you have ever gone. Yes, well done, Henry. That was brilliant. Thank you both. I dread to think what might have happened if we'd gotten caught. Henry, do you know what was chasing us? Ted said to me it was a ghost. I didn't get the full story. Do you know anything else? Because I just want answers. Please, just give me answers. Yes. Yes, I did know him. It was in the early days. He was a nasty character, to put it simply. From what I saw of him, he looked like Gordon. Is there any connections, or is it just coincidence? I believe there is some correlation between him and Gordon. He doesn't like talking about him. None of us really do. But I can rest easy now. I've actually proven my worth to him in my new shape. Much more capable now than when he knew me in life. Ah, I see. Well, he'll certainly be thinking twice about going after you again. Now, come on, we've got a fish train to deliver. But don't race about this time, please. We have no reason to. Yes, let's go. This fish won't deliver itself after all. So now that we've looked over all 2.5 ghost engines of Sodor, I think the only thing that needs answering is, well, why the hell was it so popular? I think the answer is simple, and not really that interesting, but I think it's just because of the titles. The Ghost Engine Sodor is a simple title, it hits the algorithm well, and it tells you exactly what you're getting into. It has the word ghost, it has the word engine, and it has the word Sodor in it. Pretty self-explanatory stuff. But I'm glad the characters in that haven't ascended the level of popularity they have. I'm really glad they're not at the levels of the Kildane Experiment, or Stella, or Steamer, or whatever the popular interpretation of Percy's Ghost Engine is that is not Timothy. Timothy can burn in a furnace for all I care. And this leads me on to the announcement that I've already made abundantly clear. There is no Ghost Engine Sodor 3. I am not continuing this series. I've said it in comments before, but I still know people are interested in it. And I have given you all the tools to make your own, story ideas and all, so why not? The future of the Ghost Engine Sodor series is now in your hands. I'm giving you all the freedom to just write your own stories, make your own Ghost Engine Sodor 3. Because, well, as you've seen so far, I am no longer interested in even using the TV series styled models. Ghost Engine Sodor purely worked on the fact of it using TV series styled concepts. And there weren't that many, so there's not really many more for me to pull. I've pulled all the strings and chords I can. And even then, if I just pulled up random stuff like the scrap engines that we see in the background, or the Haunted Mine from Percy and the Haunted Mine, I'd just be pulling at strings and drawbars. So I didn't want to run the concept into the ground. But more so I didn't want people to steal my ideas and use them for themselves. I mean this in the best way possible, but I want people to have their own interpretations of what happened. Like, if you have your own good idea, then why are you telling me about it? It's more so for people who put comments about their own story ideas. Like, if you have your own story idea, then why are you putting it off onto me? You have a good idea yourself. If you want to adapt it into your own little formula, whether that be spinning off of GEOS, like a few people have done, whether in like a simple audio format, or just in a like visual style, it doesn't really matter. It's your idea. You can do whatever you want with it. Only you can know how your story wants to go. Because someone else could just misinterpret it and just not really get the point you wanted to get across. Sorry, that's just like a personal thing that's been in the back of my mind for a while, and I wanted to get off my chest in some form. God, like, if I was talking like this, you'd think it was scripted. It's not, actually. None of this is scripted, I've only got pointers. And I feel like that's something to note. I'm not giving Ghost Engine Sodor like a full, like, deep analytical retrospective, because I don't think it needs one. This video is just also just a general overview, and just behind the scenes look into how I made it, what my ideas were, and what my thought process was. I don't think it's like, I'm not staring on a pencil like, yes, this is the greatest thing, like, this is greater than the Saturn V rocket, for instance. No, it's not that. It made a tiny impact, I don't deny that, but it didn't click everyone. And I don't think it needed to, anyway. And while I don't deny I did something right with the Ghost Engines of Sodor series, it's just not something I find myself wanting to come back to. So, sorry if this isn't the answer you were looking for, or the video you even wanted, again, but I want to be transparently transparent with everyone on this one. But now that Ghost Engine Sodor is over, well, where is everything going from here? Well, as you may have seen from the little intermissions, I'm not done with the characters yet, and the short, the Iron Giant, is also another indication of where these characters are going to go. I have ideas for how they're going to work in the future, but until then, this is the end of Ghost Engine Sodor. I guess you could say it's dead, but not quite buried. That doesn't mean there is no longer going to be more content on my channel. If you are subscribed, then you'll know I have ideas planned. Unfortunately, 3 railway engines is cancelled. I got the script written, so maybe an audio story in the future, but besides that, it's dead in the water, unfortunately. Sorry. I'm actually upset about that one, because I wanted to finish it, but that's neither here or there. Oh yeah, and the railway engines, that's cancelled too. Look forward to the Railway Family, though, whenever that comes out. I'm writing scripts for it, I have models made. Well, I am making models. It'll come out when it comes out, alright? It'll come out when it comes out, alright? Stick around. But if you're here only for the Ghost Engine Sodor 1, please broaden your horizons. I apologise if that sounds mean, but I don't want to be known as the Ghost Engine Sodor guy. Oh wow, I'm like Alex Bale here. But I am not that interested in ghost stories, in all honesty. I think they're cool, and I like looking to obscure as heck characters and just figure out what are their story. But I'm not. That's not all me, is it? I apologize if I'm getting all sappy and emotional and standing up on my TED Talk podium here, but I don't like that people are seemingly only interested in my stuff whenever the words Ghost Engines of Sodor is in the title. You got more Ghost Engines of Sodor content last year. Look at the Iron Giant. Go on, look at it. You can't tell me this is not in the same vein as the Ghost Engines of Sodor. It contains the same characters. It contains the same stories. It contains 2 characters from the pre-existing universe. They interact. It gives some light lore reveals for the future I have planned for these characters, and it's barely cracked 1,000. I really should have put Ghost Engine Sodor in the title of that one too. Just put it as Ghost Engine Sodor 2.5. That would have gotten the views. But yeah. So I believe that's all I have to talk about. I want to apologise now if I have come across as mean, cynical, or just a bit rude. And I don't intend to be. I want to be fully transparent in that I didn't entirely feel comfortable going the route I did in terms of advertising this video. Advertising in the sense of, like, it seeming like the Ghost Engine sort of free when in fact it was a 1 hour-ish video going over the previous 2 with some story segments in between. I wasn't entirely comfortable doing that, but I did it anyway because I felt like I just wanted to let people know that's it. There's no more Ghost Engines of Sodor. Please stop asking. To be fair, nobody has been asking, but I just wanted to let people know. I'll admit I'm fully aware I've made a few people angry. You are probably all a bit annoyed, but I hope I've made up for it with these story segments. I wasn't going to leave you all empty-handed. I'm not that villainous. Granted, I hope I'm not villainous at all, but no, you can draw your own conclusions. I just want to say sorry. But also not sorry. But also sorry at the same time. I'm a very confusing person. So to conclude my very, very confusing unscripted yammerings about this whole series filmed in trains, yes, even the intros were filmed in trains, I'm going to leave you all with one last little story. A conclusion in more ways than one, I think. So, I've been Teen H. Thank you for watching this far if you're still here. And I hope you enjoy this last little story. Enjoy. Oh yeah, and happy Halloween. Okay, enjoy. Halt! What brings a clapped out steamerlarky around here at this hour then? But you have a ghost haunting your ironworks, do you not?
You're clear to continue. Sorry for giving you waiting.
Excellent. Safe travels to you, Bert. Good night.
Alright, this is the place. Driver, could you take the box out of my cab?
Sure.
Good. Now, could you just please attach the whistle in place of mine for a moment?
Oh, bad time of you to ask, Edward. You should have told me what we're doing before. I don't have any tools. Aha! Luckily for you, I always have the emergency adjustable spanner for times like this. Oh, never mind then.
Alright, you two, I'm about to bring in a ghost, so don't be too afraid.
Like what?
Woo! A ghost! Hello, Winston. I must say, even after being cut up, you certainly know how to make an entrance.
Edward?
I believe I currently hold something that belongs to you. Fireman, if you'd please.
Yeah, I'll get on that.
Is that?
Yes, Winston. It's your precious whistle that you've held in such high regard all those decades ago. And may I say, it's the one that deafened everyone who heard it. Now, you're hardly allowed to get upset with me. I seem to recall the phrase old scrap iron being thrown around by you in the past. Forgive me, but I'm merely getting some of my own back for what you made us put up with back then.
What's he saying? How should I know? It's like Edward's hearing something we can't.
You still haven't got any closure from those times?
Regrettably, no. Part of me still feels silly for getting upset by it, but, well, I'm still here, aren't I? It was as an engineer who had confidence in wagon wheels in life. I can safely say no, you're worth a lot more than you think you are. Really? So you've reflected on those times then? Aye, it's understandable how I ended up here. I was so self-assured and violent. But I can rest easily now, knowing some other engines actually live up to my goal as being better than I could. You haven't been told them, have you? No. I don't believe Donald and Douglas even know you existed. Can you keep it that way, please? Of course. But I believe I won't even be seeing you after this. Ah, yes. Fireman, give this engine back his whistle, please. Okay. This is my whistle. Thank you dearly, Edward. It's no trouble, Winston. I'm just glad you'll be able to move on now. You've been roaming around this yard for 37 years, I believe. Oh, goodness. Well, the long wait is over. And it's all worth it. Thank you, Edward. Thank you for everything. I wish you nothing but dry rails and good run for the rest of your life. Thank you, Winston. Have a good rest, wherever that may be. Are you alright, Edward? Yes, I'm fine. What were you two talking about? It's something I'd have to explain fully first, and honestly, I don't have the steam to do so. That's alright, Edward. Let's just get you home, okay? Yes, that'd be nice. Thank you. Oi, idiot! Wait, oh my god, are you me from the past? Yeah, long story short, I don't want to know how I got here. What do you need to tell me? Because if I time travelled, it had to be important. You do realise this is your last chance to use the song. Oh, the song. Yeah, this is your last chance to use that. You wanted to use it back in Ghosts and Engines of Sodor 1. That as the credits, but no, and... Look, point of the matter is, I've come to remind you about using the song. That it? Nothing else? No past foreshadowing or future foreshadowing? No, that was it. Oh, alright. Thank you, past me. I will use this advice wisely. No problem, goodbye. Well then, time for a music number.
What's that moving in the corner? What's that shadow on the wall?
Don't be afraid, don't be scared, it really is nothing at all.
But I saw something in the corner. I saw that shadow on the wall.
It's just your imagination.
Look, it's just the wise old owl.
Choo choo, don't be afraid of the dark. It's easily explained, you see why things go bump in the night. Boo, 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 choo choo, don't wander from your track. And don't be afraid, don't be afraid, don't be afraid of the dark. The little engine wondered, he thought and thought all night. Really nothing's changed, it's just the same, just daylight turned to night.
But something moved in the corner. A shadow crossed the wall.
He closed his eyes, counted 10,
And remembered the wise old owl.
boo, boo, choo choo, don't be afraid of the dark. When the lights go out and you have your doubts, why things go bump in the night. Boo, 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 choo choo, don't wander from your mark. And don't be afraid, don't be afraid, don't be afraid of the dark. So don't be afraid, don't be afraid, don't be afraid of the dark. Boo, boo, choo choo, don't be afraid of the dark. It's easily explained, you see why things go bump in the night. Boo, 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 choo choo, don't wander from your track. And don't be afraid, don't be afraid, don't be afraid of the dark.
What's that moving in the corner? What's that shadow on the wall?
Don't be afraid, don't be scared, it really is nothing at all.
But I saw something in the corner. A shadow crossed the wall.
It's just your imagination.
Look, it's just the wise old owl.